Hello everyone, it's Ranger64, and welcome back to another League of Legends lore reading video. Today, we'll be reading the biography of Briar, the Restrained Hunger. A failed experiment by the Black Rose, Briar's uncontrollable bloodlust required a special pillatory to focus her frenzied mind. After years of confinement, this living weapon broke free from her restraints and unleashed herself into the world. Now, she is controlled by no one, following only her hunger for knowledge and blood, and relishes the opportunities to let loose, even if reining back the frenzy isn't really easy. Near the end of his reign, Grand General Borum Darkwill entrusted the Black Rose and its many hemomancers with creating a new kind of living weapon. Unlike their previous experiments on the deceased, this would be a being born from and fueled by blood. One driven to hunt down targets without requiring any sustenance of food and water. And so, Briar was born. Her creators wanted an assassin, but all she wanted was to eat. 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 When her first mission ended in a frenzied, gory failure, the Black Rose decided that Briar was too dangerous to use, but too powerful to be destroyed. In order to control her, they devised a special pillory, locked by a hemolith gemstone, to restrain her and focus her mind. Once shackled with the pillory, Briar, along with the rest of the Black Rose's living weapons, was quickly deployed during Jericho's Swain's coup against Darkwill. She was given a handler to help direct her, but when released from her pillory, Briar immediately devoured him and everyone near her. Everyone but her target Swain, who escaped while the living weapon fed upon friend and foe. After an horrendous capture, Swain's guards managed to trigger Briar's pillory and restore her restraint, enabling them to transfer her to their holding facility. Alone in her cell, Briar could focus on nothing except her hunger. Though she couldn't die from starvation, the absence of fresh blood weakened her day by day. At first, she thought the chorus of crazed walls echoing around her room were her own starving thoughts, until she realized the sounds were drifting in from unseen neighbors. Did Swain's forces manage to capture other living weapons during the coup? Was she locked up with them now, each having failed their mission, their purpose? The voices cried out for blood, a sentiment Briar could relate to. But what she couldn't stand wasn't how often they did it, nor how loud they were, but that was all they talked about. Their unrelenting hemonia was the most boring thing she had ever experienced. As hungry as Briar was, and she was hungry, her thoughts stayed focused on the pitiful sounds of the others. What if she managed to break out of the pillory? Would her frenzy make her even more unhinged than her neighbors? Would she become as single-minded and boring as them? The idea was too terrifying to dwell on, so she insisted resigning herself to the listless solitude. Years passed, and the time alone allowed Briar to reflect on herself and consider the possibilities of the world outside her cell. Entertainment consisted of eavesdropping on the guards' conversations, devising new ways to pester them for raw meat, and agonizing over whatever she should raise her pet spiders or eat them. By chance, while she was toying with her pillory one day, she inadvertently loosened the hemolith, which settled into a position just short of unlocking the restraint. Briar froze as thoughts of her hemocycle neighbors filled her head. Is that what she'd become? But then, she realized something. Being under control was just as dangerous as being out of control. She wanted to strike the balance. Having discovered the Hemolysis mechanism, Briar devised a plan. By this point, the guards were so used to her calls for attention that when she lured one close to her cell, nobody noticed he was missing until it was too late. The guards' blood surged within her, lighting a fire that had been waiting to spread. Briar was finally free. Now the living weapon gleefully roams the streets of Noxus, pillory locked in place until she wants to unlock it once again. As she acclimates to the world outside, with the Black Rose monitoring the unexpected developments, Briar eagerly learns all she can, making new friends and discoveries in a world she is starving to experience.